They're big, they're ugly, and they're coming to get you. This is a no-nonsense guide as to how to defeat wolf spiders in Grounded 2. Wolf spiders have returned in Grounded 2 and they're even more dangerous than they were in the first game. They've been upgraded to tier 3 insects, and just like the other tier 3s in the game, they pose a massive threat to the player. However, unlike other insects, wolf spiders are the complete package. They have high amounts of health and can deal a ton of damage to the player with their attacks as well as their venom, making the player lose control of the fight if they're not careful. What separates the wolf spider from other tier 3s, however, is their insane movement speed. Once the fight begins, either you die or he does. Unless you have the assistance of the BUGGY or platforms near you, you are not outrunning a wolf spider. And the speed of his attacks, coupled with the fact that he has one of the largest movesets of any insect in the game, makes him a very challenging predator to fight, even with years of experience of the original Grounded under your belt. And as a result, extensive preparation is needed, which we'll go over now. As stated already, the wolf spider does a ton of damage with his attacks, and as a result, very protective armor is mandatory. I would recommend the Ladybird armor set because it provides you a ton of defense and will provide a comfortable negation to quite a lot of the damage you will take in this fight. Even without any upgrades, Ladybug armor will provide a massive difference. As for the weapons that you bring, it's largely up to preference. The wolf spider will be neutral or heavily resistant to basically every weapon in the early game, with his only weakness in Grounded 2 being spicy weapons, which are not easily accessible. His high resistances coupled with his large health bar means that it doesn't really matter what weapon you bring, since it's more important to outlast the wolf spider in a war of attrition rather than go for a quick kill. I would recommend a one-handed weapon since you can go with a shield, preferably the Ladybird shield, as it will block almost all damage you will sustain from the wolf spider's attacks, which is very useful, especially if you're not comfortable with parrying his attacks. The weapon that I like using is the mosquito needle, because it gives you a little bit of lifesteal, which can be very useful for mitigating the poison of the wolf spider. As for mutations, it's largely up to personal preference. I would recommend choosing the mutation that synergizes with your specific weapon, in my case Javelineer, and Cardio Fan, because faster stamina regeneration in any combat encounter in this game is a no-brainer. Other than that though, bring whatever mutation makes you happy. White Milk Molars are easier to get in Grounded 2 since they only require a tier 1 hammer, and as a result it's going to be pretty easy to get increased max health and stamina and more active mutation slots in Grounded 2, which will all contribute and make the wolf spider encounter a much easier time. Finally, I would recommend stocking up on bandages because they're very easy to make, and if you have a smoothie station, I'd recommend making Scorpidotes because they cure venom and reduce the venom buildup, which is very essential going against a spider that basically always uses venom in its attacks. For the sake of this guide, I'm going to be showing you how to kill a wolf spider without the assistance of a BUGGY. However, know that if you do have a BUGGY at this point in the game, which you definitely should have the Soldier Ant at the very least, taking it into battle with a wolf spider will make all the difference in the world, since it will be able to draw aggro and keep you in the fight that little bit longer. And now you're ready to hunt your first wolf spider. They spawn in 5 locations in the game, that being the Pine Hill, the picnic table, 2 spawn locations in the ceremony, 1 at the entrance, and then the final wolf spider spawn is a scripted encounter at the statue. No wolf spiders spawn at the snack bar entrance, and as a result, you're probably not going to encounter a wolf spider unless you willingly go and look for one, meaning that you have to know what you're getting yourself into when you take on one of these guys. Wolf spiders will also get angry at you if you decide to take on weaker spiders and other orb weavers nearby. And just like every other enemy encounter in Grounded 2, you are not guaranteed to have a fair 1v1 fight with the wolf spider, so do be careful and be mindful of the fact that other insects such as scorpions or other spiders can join in the fight to make things harder for you. Once you're finally able to get into a 1v1 with the wolf spider, now you've got to learn to deal with his many different attacks. The first is a bite. He will rear backwards and then lunge forwards with a bite attack. This is very slow and telegraphed, and as a result it's one of his easier attacks to deal with. His second attack is a jump. The wolf spider will crouch down, leap into the air, and then come crashing down with overwhelming force. The best way to deal with the jump is to block or parry the second the wolf spider starts heading back towards the earth. The next attack is the dreaded 5-hit combo. The wolf spider will lean to the side before attacking you with a slight delay between all of his attacks, with a significant delay between his final attack where he will rear backwards and then slam down. This is by far the wolf spider's most dangerous attack, as failing to block or parry a full combo will result in almost certain death. A general rule of thumb with all of the wolf spider's attacks is to parry it just as you see the wolf spider lean to one side. The wolf spider's next attack, he will lean to his left or right side with a slight delay before pouncing on the player. This attack is very slow and telegraphed, meaning you should have ample opportunity to block and parry it. His new attack that was added in Grounded 2 is one of his most dangerous. The wolf spider will raise his front two legs in the air and suddenly pull you towards him. Despite this attack not doing much damage, it is one of his most dangerous and fastest attacks since he offers almost no warning when he performs it. It's also very similar to the wolf spider's blocking animation, meaning that it's quite difficult to tell whether the spider is blocking or readying this attack. My best advice for this is to keep your health bar in the green at all times and to be constantly ready to parry. You don't want to get greedy and go in for the offensive too early, because running out of stamina can reduce the amount of blocking or dodging opportunities you have with the wolf spider. Coupled with the fact that he is very menacing and the fact that many people suffer from arachnophobia means that people will likely be intimidated by him. Ironically enough, the best advice I can give you as someone who suffers from arachnophobia is to turn the arachnophobia settings off. Removing the wolf spider's legs is the worst thing you could do, since they're what the wolf spider uses to telegraph his attacks. And now let's put all of the lessons that I've given you guys today into practice and show footage of me taking down a wolf spider without taking a single bit of damage. Well, not from the wolf spider itself, but from the annoying little shits that were attacking me when I was trying to fight him. The hardest thing for new players fighting the wolf spider will be learning his attacks and parrying them, and don't worry, this was exactly the same thing with me in Grounded 1. If parrying the wolf spider is something you're still struggling with, keep the ladybird shield with you, as it will allow you to block almost all the damage he will deal to you. Also, I'd recommend keeping additional resources on hand to repair your weapons and armor, and maybe construct a lean-to very close towards the wolf spider's spawn, so that way you can set your spawn and respawn right next to him in order to have another go. Once again, be mindful of the fact that you are not alone when fighting the wolf spider. Sometimes, like you're seeing in the background, you can have a spider and a fully grown fucking scorpion invade your fight, which can be very problematic and things will go very tits up as a result if this happens to you. In the footage I've showed here, I have not had the assistance from the BUGGY, however you guys will. Make the most of it. The BUGGY will not only attract the aggro of the wolf spider and any enemies in the area, giving you valuable time to heal, but it will also allow you to do additional damage to the wolf spider, making the fight shorter and less stressful. If you're still struggling with the wolf spider despite all of this, I would recommend hunting some scorpions down in order to get the Mithridatism mutation, which will allow you to be more resistant towards the wolf spider's venom. Other than that though guys, that's all the help I can give you. I wish you the best of luck, go out there and hunt your first wolf spider. Take care.